Hi everyone, this is Weiss here. Today we're going to discuss about the E6B, how to calculate time, speed, and distance. What you need for your nav log, definitely uh, for your private and commercial and your instrument phase. It is very important. Um, it's very important, and I know most of you guys have electronic one, which you could just punch in a number and you get the result right away. But you definitely need this old version of E6B to calculate your time, distance, speed, gallons used, fuel, gallons used per hour, and all those cool stuff. Um, so you need to know this. So today, for some of you guys who want to know how to calculate those times, speed, and distance for this video, only we will go through a couple of problems and make sure you know it and you can practice. I have those problems and just do it by yourself the rest. So we'll find on our first problem time, then we will find speed and then distance, and then the rest of these two you can write it down on a piece of paper or whatever. You can do it yourself. That's up to you. All right. So as we uh, see this here, we have speed, which is let's say it's true speed, but we don't have any wind and we were flying, cruising, and we have distance and we need to find time. So we've traveled. So let's say if our airspeed would be 125 knots and we need to travel 524 nautical mile. How long is going to take us to get there? So I want you guys to write those numbers down, and then we go to E6B. So let's go to E6B, and we have this old version of E6B, not sliding, the twisting face one. So here we go. We know that our ground speed is 125 knots, or true airspeed 125 knots, and we know that this right here arrow represents 60 minutes. So and we know that if we travel, we always call it 125 knots per hour, right? So we'll put this hour under that tick mark of 125 knots. In the outer scale, the dark color is your outer scale, and you have middle scale here and then inner scale. Middle represents minutes, and then hours in the inner scale. Okay, so we align these two. Now we need to see in outer scale our 525 nautical mile, which is come down right up here. So this 50 could represent 0.5, 5, 50, 500, 5,000, whatever, on and on. So let's say it's 500, and we need to, excuse me, 500, and we need to find 524. So 10, 20, 24, that tick mark right there. So each longer tick mark is 10. So we go 525, let's say 5, roughly, and then that tick mark below it, and then come down all the way here, and gives us an inner scale 4 hours and 10, 20, 30. So 4 hours and 10 minutes, and a little bit more than that. So roughly 4 hour and 12 minutes it's going to take us to get there, to get 525 24 nautical mile. So 4 hour 12 nautical mile. So now we know how to find time. Let's move on to our second problem here. We need to find speed. which is we have time and distance, but we need to find our ground speed or true airspeed if you don't have winds. Alright, let's go jump into E6B. Our time would be 2 hours 30 minutes, and distance is 345 nautical mile. We know distance is an outer scale, so this 30 could represent 300, 10, 20, 30, 45. I don't know if you guys could see it right up here in outer scale. The dark side of it is 345 nautical mile. That tick mark right up here. And if you go down, we need to align this 2 hour and 30 minutes. So we need to slide this, twist this here. And we 345. Oops, I'm sorry, I just went right there. So that tick mark of 2:30, 2 hours and 30 minutes goes all the way here, aligned with 345 nautical mile. And now we're gonna look at the arrow, where is it pointing, and we have to look outside the outer scale because we need to find our ground speed or true airspeed, which is in outer scale. If you look at here, TAS, true airspeed. So come in 130, 135, 36, 37, 38 knots. So our speed would be 138 knots. So that's how you can find your speed. And now the last problem what we have is we have speed, time, but we don't have distance. So how can we find that? Very easy. The way we found the timing, it's almost similar to find the distance. So we would put the arrow under the 110 knots. We go 11 would be 110 knots per hour, let's say. God, this is hard. Oops. Sorry guys, my pencil ran out of charge and I'm using my fingers. So 110 knots and per hour, and we know we traveled hour and 40 minutes, or travel hour and 40 minutes. Let's see, hour and 40 minutes, that tick mark, and we go all the way up to the outer scale, that black layer, and we can see it's 183 roughly nautical mile distance. So that's how you can find your distance. So 183 nautical mile. That's how you can find your speed, time, and distance. These other two, as I said, it's for you if you want to calculate it. I know you guys have electronic devices, calculators, but examiners don't care about them because they don't know how to use it. So they want you to use whatever they know, and it's good to know in case you need to calculate stuff for diversion. I'll do another video about diversion, how to calculate your time, distance, and gallons, how much you're gonna spend. So that's on my next video coming up. So if you like the video, please subscribe, ring the bell, or thumbs up, whatever you want to do. For now, you guys have a good day. I'm gonna prepare another video for you guys. That's gonna be about the gallons, how much gallon you're gonna use. Let's say exactly what we're gonna do is gallon per hour, time, total used gallons. That's definitely gonna help you. That's gonna help you on your for your nav log, how to do a nav log. So we will later on do a nav log, as I mentioned. So hope you guys having blue skies and tailwinds. I'll talk to you later. Bye.